So what is the difference between multiplication and exponents? So when you do the math, multiplication and exponents yield very different results. But conceptually, multiplication and exponents are actually very similar with this very subtle difference, which is one reason why I believe that a lot of students mix up multiplying and using exponents very frequently. So let's just review what both multiplying and what exponents, what they do. So multiplication. What is multiplication? Something that we've been learning since elementary school. What is multiplication? Multiplication is repeated addition. Whenever you multiply something, you're basically saying, I'm going to add this many times. So that could be confusing. So let's do one example. Actually, let's do two examples on the board. So the first example is going to be 3 times 2. 3 times 2, we all probably know that 3 times 2 equals 6. But why does it equal 6? Why is 3 times 2 equal 6? And what does this multiplication sign mean? Well, I have a 3, so let's say I take 3. And what I'm doing is I'm multiplying it twice. Or in other words, I'm going to add 3 2 times. So I have 3 and 3, and multiplication is repeated addition. How many times am I doing it? I am doing it 2 times. There are 2 3s on the board. 3 plus 3, which equals 6. This 3 goes here, 3 and 3. The 2 is representing how many times you have to add that 3. Since multiplication is what we call commutative, we could do it in any order we would like. So we could also do 2 times 3. So this could also be 2. And how many 2's are we adding together? We're doing it 3 times. 2, 2, 2. So 2 plus 2 plus 2. And we're doing it 3 times. So again, multiplication is just telling us how many times we are adding a number. 3 times 2 means we're doing 2 plus 2 plus 2 3 times. If it were 2 times 20, you would have done 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 20 times. That is what multiplication is, when we're repeating the addition sign. So what is the difference between that and exponents? So our second example, we're going to deal with exponents. And exponents are repeated multiplication. So instead of it repeating the addition, you're repeating the multiplication. And the example I'm going to use is 5 to the 4th power. 5 to the 4th power. What does this mean? Actually, first I'm going to identify the different parts of the exponent. The 5 is what we call the base, and the 4 is what we call, well, there's multiple names for it, but we call it the exponent. 5 to the power of 4. So what does 5 to the power of 4 look like in exponents? Well, this is repeated multiplication. So I'm taking my base 5. How many times do I have to multiply that to itself? Well, the exponent is 4, so I'm going to multiply it 4 times. 5 times 5 times 5 times 5. 5 times 5 times 5 times 5. Multiply together 4 times. This 4 comes from the exponent up here. 5 times 5 times 5 times 5. That equals 5 times 5 is 25, times 5 125, times another 5 is 625. Okay, so the difference between an exponent and multiplication is you're repeating the addition. The exponents, you're repeating the multiplication.